Swallowed Star Episode 186. Luo Feng, teleported to Hongmeng City. Upon his arrival, Babata, perched on his shoulder, shouted, Luo Feng, I've received a message. This is your residence in Hongmeng City. In the outer city, the residences of all official members cover an area of 3,200 square meters. Luo Feng shook his head and said, It's so small. My manor in the primal region is thousands of square kilometers. In such a small place, it's impossible to even practice some attacks, Bhavata explained. According to the message sent to my virtual assistant by the Hongmeng City Management System, this city is not a place for you to practice your attacks. It's a platform for all powerful beings to gather and communicate. All powerful beings have the same physical constitution here. Not just sector lords, even universe venerables are the same. They are all maintained in fragile, apprentice-level bodies. The only difference is consciousness. However, as long as the consciousness's pressure is contained, it's impossible to judge one's power from their appearance. Luo Feng nodded and walked out of his residence. He found himself in a quiet and vast residential complex with numerous two-story buildings, each covering an area of 3,200 square meters. The outer city of Hongmeng City was the most bustling and lively place, where over 3 million powerful beings resided. These beings were assigned to different residential complexes, with each complex having a maximum capacity of 10,000. As he walked along the streets of the complex, Babatha quickly communicated with Luo Feng via consciousness. In Hongmeng City, the lowest-tiered residents are all Sector Lord Undyings. There are countless powerful individuals, a place where the powerful gather is naturally highly developed. Sites rarely seen elsewhere are commonplace here, such as large auction houses, special item appraisal services, large-scale starship trading, powerful being recruitment services, and new types of gambling businesses. Luo Feng couldn't help but be amazed by Hongmeng City. In one of the city's best stores, the Treasure Hall, Luo Feng discovered a peculiar set of golden battle armor. The faint aura projected by this golden armor felt very similar to the soldier and general armor that he possessed. Next to it was a description of the armor. It had been captured during a major racial war in the outer region battlefields in ancient times. Its original owner was a pinnacle sector lord Undying, from the Yan God race, who was later killed by a universe venerable during a large-scale war. That Yan God race sector lord Undying was annihilated into dust, but the set of golden armor on his body remained completely undamaged. It was initially thought to be a powerful, mysterious treasure, but careful study revealed that the armor could not change its size, could not be integrated into the body, and when worn, the face remained exposed and unprotected. These fatal weaknesses, along with a steep asking price of 5 billion mixed elements, instantly made this golden armor undesirable. However, Luo Feng became even more certain that this golden armor was a higher grade than the soldier and general armors. Encountering such a treasure, even with its price tag of 5 billion mixed elements, Luo Feng bought it anyway. Luo Feng's purchase of the peculiar golden armor immediately caught the attention of the treasure hall's powerful owner, the Dragon Walk Master. Soon, the Dragon Walk Master arrived in the virtual universe, in the highest palace on Thunder Island. Seeing him arrive, the Primal Chaos City leader immediately emerged from the chaotic depths of the palace. The Dragon Walk Master found a spot and sat down. Primal Chaos City leader, I've come regarding the Yan God race's golden armor. The Primal Chaos City leader's eyes lit up. The Yan God race's golden armor. Could it be that you've found a way to manufacture it? The Dragon Walk Master shook his head. No, that great being from another race is truly formidable. He was able to create such magical armor. Our human race has studied it for so many years, yet we've achieved nothing. The Primal Chaos City leader was puzzled. Then why have you come? The Dragon Walk Master said, Someone bought a set of the Yan God race's golden armor. The buyer is your disciple, Luo Feng. Your disciple is from Earth, and both Earthlings and the Yan God race were guided into existence and nurtured by that great being. Therefore, your disciple should possess the method to use the golden armor. The Primal Chaos City leader shook his head. So what if he has the method? Our human race only has a few sets of this golden armor. These few sets alone are of little use to the human race as a whole. Finding a way to mass produce it, researching the closely guarded secrets of the Yan God race, and discovering the method for creating the even more powerful Emperor armor is our top priority. The dragon walk, Master smiled. I won't meddle further in your disciple's affairs. You, his teacher, can handle it yourself. However, if an important secret is discovered that could enhance the overall strength of our human race, that would be a great contribution. The Primal Chaos City leader nodded and said, Leave this matter to me. The Dragon Walk Master then took his leave. In the entire palace, only the Primal Chaos City leader remained, sitting alone. He frowned slightly. Although Luo Feng created a pinnacle ultimate technique, his comprehension of the laws is quite ordinary. Even with the Shiwu wings, his combat power shouldn't be that strong. Yet, the combat power he has displayed is astonishing. Even without relying on the Shiwu wings, he already possesses the power of a high-tier sector lord. I always thought he had obtained some other supreme treasure, or had some special encounter. Now it seems he must possess the Yan God race's soldier, or general armor. The Primal Chaos City leader sat there, sighing to himself. This soldier armor, general armor, and even the higher-end emperor armor are merely mass-produced by the Yan God race. They might be extremely effective at the undying stage, but as one's strength increases, the effectiveness of this armor diminishes. For an individual, it's only a temporary strength. Only when mass-produced does it hold significance for the entire race. The Primal Chaos City leader said softly, Let's see if this disciple of mine can truly use this golden armor. If he can't use it, then he must have some other powerful method to achieve his current strength. But if he can use it, it proves this disciple of mine does indeed possess the special method to use the Yan God race's armor. Meanwhile, in Hongming City's treasure hall, after purchasing the golden armor, Luo Feng arranged for delivery in 3 days at Barracks Base 026. Eager to return, Luo Feng immediately used his God Country teleportation to go directly from the Yanji continent back to human territory. A moment later, he was back at the barracks base and was immediately assigned a residence on the same island as the last time. After returning to the barracks base, Luo Feng met up with some old sector lord friends he had made during his last visit, and they all exchanged pleasantries. The next day, the golden battle armor was delivered to him. Luo Feng immediately had the golden horned beast in his internal world begin fusing with it. Upon fusion, the golden armor proved to be a higher grade than the soldier and general armors. It was a set of king armor. However, the golden horned beast did not succeed in the fusion at first, but after mastering the second volume of the Nameless Manual, the golden horned beast finally fused completely with the king armor. This king armor directly granted the golden horned beast a power amplification of a full 100,000 times. Luo Feng obtains the king armor. From then on, he fears nothing on the Yanji continent anymore. Luo Feng forms a team to explore the sacrificial tower for treasures. One day, in the border region of the Yanji continent, a young man in silver armor and with silver wings was leisurely lying on a large rock, muttering, That sector lord the Chen is looking for me for something good. I hope it's not a waste of my time. Just then, a figure appeared out of thin air near him. The silver-armored, silver-winged youth then stood up. The person who appeared, Sector Lord the Chen, said, Yang, you seemed quite relaxed. Luo Feng replied nonchalantly, just enjoying a rare moment of leisure. So, what is it you want from me? You didn't even say it in the virtual universe but came all the way here to find me. Sector Lord the Chen said seriously, It's a big deal, a very good thing. Let's talk in your cave. Luo Feng raised an eyebrow. Oh, so cautious. He immediately led Sector Lord the Chen into his cave. Sector Lord the Chen was a pinnacle sector lord undying from the human race. He was fierce and a killer, yet very loyal and valued relationships. He possessed the ability to teleport and had once sparred with Luo Feng. He found that Luo Feng's instantaneous speed changes were too fast. Even though he could teleport, Luo Feng would have already dodged right after he reappeared. Therefore, Luo Feng's strength earned Sector Lord the Chen's respect, and the two became friends. Although they became friends, Luo Feng still used the name Yang in their friendship. A moment later, inside the cave, the two sat down. To prevent being monitored or overheard, Sector Lord the Chen transmitted his voice. Yang, you should know about the legends of the Yanji continent, right? Luo Feng was taken aback. The legends of the Yanji continent? Are you talking about the sacrificial tower? Luo Feng had been in the 7th Starfield battlefield for many years and had learned much about some mysterious places in high-level combat zones like the Yanji continent, Star Tower, and others. There were always some legends. The most famous legend on the Yanji continent was the Sacrificial Tower. Each sacrificial tower was a large survival base, hiding many treasures of the original inhabitants. When the 7th battlefield was opened, the 4 pinnacle races had powerful beings who swept through many regions. The original inhabitants of the Yanji continent naturally fled in panic. In their hasty retreat, many escaped with their sacrificial towers, but some were left behind, hidden somewhere on the Yanji continent. It was said that the construction of the sacrificial towers was mysterious. Even a universe venerable's god, power scan could not detect them, and of course, detectors couldn't find them either. The reason Sector Lord the Chen sought out Luo Feng was precisely because he had discovered a sacrificial tower. However, to enter this tower and retrieve the treasure, 6 living beings were needed to enter from 6 different directions to open the treasure gate. This sacrificial tower was discovered by Sector Lord the Chen and a Sector Lord undying enemy of his together. Both sides obtained 3 talismans. Only those holding a talisman could enter the sacrificial tower. The 6 talisman holders had to enter simultaneously from 6 directions to open the racial treasure vault within the tower. That's why Sector Lord the Chen teleported here, wanting to invite Luo Feng to explore for treasure together. After a moment of thought, Luo Feng agreed to go. After all, he was confident in his survival abilities. Besides, the treasures inside this sacrificial tower should be comparable to the wealth of a universe venerable. Afterwards, Sector Lord the Chen invited another Sector Lord Undying, Tiger Thorn King. Among the 3, Sector Lord the Chen was skilled in teleportation. Tiger Thorn King was skilled in spatial lockdown and powerful attacks, and Luo Feng was skilled in flight. Moreover, all 3 possessed undying auxiliary plant life forms. Then Sector Lord the Chen took out 2 talismans and gave them to Luo Feng and Tiger Thorn King. The talismans would bind to their owner once a spiritual imprint was fused with them. Only those who owned a talisman could enter the sacrificial tower. Otherwise, entry was impossible. A moment later, Luo Feng's group of 3 arrived deep underground, trillions of kilometers away. In front of them was a huge, single circular passage gate that was completely closed. Luo Feng's detector couldn't find the sacrificial tower ahead, and even his god power scan failed to detect it. He could only sense dirt and rock. It seemed that unless you were right in front of it, even a universe venerable couldn't find it. Truly magical, he thought. Soon, the alien undyings who discovered the place with the Chen also arrived. After a brief exchange, the 3 aliens from the other side were revealed. 2 were from the Kiwu race, the high-tier sector, Lord Bing Ren, and the pinnacle sector, Lord Zhejiang King. And the last one was the very famous Kang Jin King of the Yanji continent, a pinnacle sector lord expert. With that, everyone for this treasure hunt had arrived. One side was the human faction, led by Sector Lord the Chen, with Luo Feng and Tiger Thorn King as support. The other side was the automaton race faction, led by Bing Ren, with Kang Jin King and Zhejiang King as support, although none of the 3 were from the automaton race. Then, both groups walked towards the passage gate. Although the gate was shut tight, as soon as their bodies touched the tower, the gate flowed automatically. They passed right through as if walking through water. Soon, the 6 of them arrived at the entrance to the core area of the sacrificial tower. At this moment, Sector Lord the Chen said, according to the information we received, the 6 of us must go in through 6 separate passages. We must break through layers of obstacles, and then insert the talismans into the recesses on the wall at the end. Only when all 6 talismans are inserted can the passage to the core area be opened. Bing Ren nodded and said, yes, each passage has layers of obstacles. An ordinary official level undying should be able to break through. Then, Sector Lord the Chen took the lead, chose a passage, and went in. The other 5 also entered their respective passages. Luo Feng's silver wings spread and enveloped him completely. He forcefully pushed his way in. Although the water-like membrane offered resistance, it couldn't stop Luo Feng's power at all. He easily reached the end of the passage. Then, he inserted the talisman in his hand into the triangular recess on the wall. The moment the talisman was inserted, some of the law engravings within the passage began to light up. A rumbling sound came from within the passage, and similar vibrations came from the other passages as well. In just a moment, all 6 passages began to rumble simultaneously. The engravings in all 6 passages grew brighter and brighter. This made Luo Feng and the others a little nervous. After all, treasure hunting like this was inherently risky, and no one knew what was on the other side of the passage. Meanwhile, in the core control room of the sacrificial tower, there were several projection screens. Through the screens, one could clearly see every area of the tower. When Luo Feng and the other 5 entered the tower, an alarm immediately sounded in the control room. Alien intruders detected. A robot puppet sitting in the control room suddenly stood up. It then stepped directly into a water-like curtain. Beside it, this water curtain was a god country spatial passage. In an instant, the robot appeared before a majestic temple. At the same time, a tall 6-armed figure in a golden robe appeared before the robot. "Why are you here, instead of in the sacrificial tower?" The robot replied, "Master, intruders have been detected in the sacrificial tower." The golden-robed, 6-armed being's eyes lit up. "Intruders." He then burst into laughter. "The sacrificial tower. My race's survival and inheritance tower. How many years has it been? How many years? Finally, there are intruders. Finally, there are intruders. Hey ha ha ha." Luo Feng obtains the treasure chests, and a melee begins. In the winding, twisting corridor, Luo Feng's advantage in speed came into play. In just a moment, he caught up to Zai Zhongqing and Bing Ren. In response, Zai Zhongqing opened his mouth, and an invisible, strange wave struck directly at Luo Feng. However, the general armor and cloud contact armor on Luo Feng's body easily blocked it. At the same time, his silver wings suddenly unfurled as he executed the 3rd form of Universe Shuttle. With a burst of acceleration, he shot past Zai Zhongqing and Bing Ren. He was so fast that the 2 of them had no time to attack. He rounded a corner and entered another bend, and in an instant, they could barely see his figure. Damn it, after him. The 2 could only grit their teeth and give chase. A moment later, Luo Feng, flying along the corridor, spotted a 100-meter-wide passage ahead with its hatch-style door half open. Moreover, the body of an undying was lying at the entrance. This made Luo Feng slow down slightly to look inside. He saw a translucent platform, and on that platform were 3 ordinary book-sized gray boxes. Seeing this, Luo Feng's eyes lit up. His silver wings traced an arc as he whistled into the chamber. He glanced at the dense text on the platform, and then took the 3 treasure chests directly into his world ring. Outside the chamber, Zai Zhongqing suddenly accelerated. Seeing the scene inside, he gritted his teeth and yelled, "Leave the treasure." Bing Ren let out a furious roar. "Kang Jin King, Yang has the treasure." This roar, filled with undying power, immediately spread through the passageway. Cang Jin King, who was in another passage, heard this and his eyes immediately flashed. "Treasure." Sector Lord the Chen was startled. "Yang has the treasure." The 2 of them immediately flew down the passage in the direction of the sound at top speed. In the sacrificial tower's core control room, 4 members of the Yanji race were watching nervously. The leader, Puei, muttered, "Die, die, kill each other. It's best if they all die." Chica transmitted his voice seriously. "Everyone, watch carefully. See what these alien intruders are capable of. Although we are all sector lords, we've been hiding in our god country. We haven't fought any life or death battles with other sector lords. Unlike these aliens, who constantly experience slaughter, we need to understand their fighting styles and their hidden cards. Otherwise, relying solely on schemes and plans might not get us the treasures in the inheritance and treasure rooms." The other 3 Yanji members nodded silently. Meanwhile, in the first treasure room, just as Luo Feng stored the 3 treasure chests, Zai Zhongqing and Bing Ren charged in from the corridor with overwhelming killing intent. Zai Zhongqing transmitted his voice to Bing Ren. "What that human got is a portion of the treasure the original inhabitants left when they fled. It's definitely worth much more than the fortune of an ordinary sector lord undying. Even if we have to burn our undying bodies, we must get that treasure." Bing Ren's eyes were like a viper's. Understood. Although the 2 were communicating via voice transmission, their speed didn't decrease at all as they charged directly into the treasure room. When Luo Feng saw the 2 charging in, the blood shadow blade appeared in his hand. At the same time, he ordered, "Cloud contact, help me block them." From his shoulders, thin vines emerged. As soon as they extended, they grew explosively. Countless branches sprouted and grew wildly, rushing like a dark tidal wave towards the charging Zhejiang King and Bingren. Zhejiang King roared, "Blood cloud!" Suddenly, from his waist, two bloody-looking flowers emerged. They expanded rapidly and met the vines head-on. The vines tried to wrap around and penetrate the flowers' edges, but the edges were covered in sharp serrations that madly tore and ground the cloud contact vines. For a moment, the two pinnacle official-level auxiliary plant life forms were locked in a fierce struggle. Zhejiang King gave Luo Feng a sinister smile. "You won't escape." Luo Feng's silver wings unfurled, executing the third form of Universe Shuttle. His entire body turned into a blurry streak of light, about to escape from the edge of the chamber door. But just then, a huge blade appeared out of thin air and slashed towards him. The blood shadow blade emitted a dazzling silver-red light, like a river stretching across the sky, and deflected the huge blade. Although he repelled the opponent's attack, Luo Feng's speed was affected. At this moment, Tigerthorn King's voice transmission came from outside. "Yang, I'll help you." Luo Feng was secretly pleased. He was trapped in the chamber, and escaping was difficult. But with Tigerthorn King coming to fight the enemy head-on, he could find a chance to escape. Outside the chamber, Zhejiang King's face contorted as he turned to face the charging Tigerthorn King. At the same time, 3 flaming bells appeared before him. Each burning bell shattered the surrounding space as the 3 of them attacked Tigerthorn King, who was wielding 2 terrifying giant axes. Heaven and earth split. Tigerthorn King roared. He held the giant axe in his left hand to defend, while the giant axe in his right hand chopped down. Boom! The blade of the giant axe collided with the 3 flaming bells. The terrifying impact turned the surrounding space into a region of turbulent space, making the dense, secret engravings on the sacrificial tower faintly shimmer with light. Zhang King transmitted to Bingren, "You and Blood Cloud work together to stop that human." "I'll stop Tigerthorn King. When Kang Jin King arrives, we're guaranteed to win. You don't need to defeat him. Just block that human at the chamber door." Bingren roared, "Leave it to me." Zhejiang King and Tigerthorn King fought outside the chamber door, while Luo Feng and Bingren fought inside. Although Luo Feng could overpower Bingren, his opponent was fearless, disregarding everything else to block the chamber entrance and keep Luo Feng in. With the help of the Blood Cloud Demon flower, Luo Feng couldn't break out for a while. A moment later, a bolt of lightning shot over from the distance. As the lightning flashed, a roar resounded in Tigerthorn King's mind. An invisible soul attack, like a lightning spear, wreaked havoc inside Tigerthorn King's soul, making it tremble and causing him to become sluggish for a moment. Then, Kang Jin King's enormous foot kicked fiercely at the sluggish Tigerthorn King's head. Boom! His head caved in directly. Tigerthorn King was sent flying and slammed hard against the corridor wall, making it tremble slightly. Then Kang Jin King, bypassing the Blood Cloud Demon flower, charged into the chamber and went straight for Luo Feng. "Human, die." At the same time, a real spear of lightning appeared in his hand. Kang Jin King's body seemed to shrink a size, and his entire body flickered with a strange cyan light. Then he fiercely threw the spear. This spear, infused with all his power, seemed to travel at nearly the speed of light in the confined space. Feng had no time to dodge. As his opponent used his ultimate technique, he could only quickly close his silver wings, wrapping himself tightly for protection. The lightning spear pierced Luo Feng's wings, sending him flying backwards and crashing into the chamber wall. The spear passed through his wings and pinned him to the wall. This scene shocked Kang Jin King. What? It didn't blast his body to pieces. Okay, that's all the content for this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe. After all, your support is my motivation to keep creating content. I'm Luo Feng. See you in the next video.